Let's continue with the left side of the building. For that first, let's switch on the T-spline edit mode by simply clicking on the T-spline edit mode button. And as you can see, a nice toolbar will pop up. Make sure the translate button is turned on. And also make sure your gumball is turned off, because else, let me show you. You will have two gumballs appear and that can cause confusion. So simply switch off our gumball from Rhino. And let's continue here with this corner. Now let's turn off our reference curve for a second. Let's turn on our lines mode from T-splines. And simply select the lines up until here. There's a nice trick you can use to extrude faces. Simply hold Alt and click on the handle and drag the handle out. And as you can see, a new face got created. Let's switch on to our course mode to see the result a little bit better. If you want to, we can create another one. Let's turn off our reference curves to see how far. Let's switch back to smooth mode and I'll show you an issue we have by turning around this corner. This corner has a little pinching going on. This is because in this corner, the valence of this corner is 4, which means that 4 edges come together in one point. If you look at the other edges, only 3 edges come together in one point. Ideally, we want to have the same condition for this corner as well. So let's switch back to course mode. And let's delete these 3 faces, because we're going to deal with them a little later on. Let's switch back our edge option on again. And let's extrude this face down, because here's where the facade goes down. Simply hold Alt and drag the handle. Hold Alt again and let's extrude one more time. Don't worry about this hole here. We're going to fill that up later with a technique I'm going to show you later on. So let's continue the building with these 4 edges. So let's select them. And let's continue downwards by selecting these 3 edges again and also extruding them again, holding Alt key. And now we can just simply follow the reference curves. If you double click on the line, it will select the edge loop, so this makes selecting edges really easy. Let's continue with the last part of the building. So let's take a look at the holes we left open, and let's try to get a valence tree there as well, so it will smooth around the corner quite nicely. Let's first turn off our reference curves. Let's make sure your edge mode is turned on. And let's select these edges. Hold your Alt key and extrude in any direction. This will do. It looks a little bit messy, so let's adjust it. Let's switch to our point mode. And let's select this vertex and merge it with the other one. Simply select the point and use the move option and make sure your point snap is turned on and snap it to this vertex. Now select them both and let's weld them together. Now let's adjust the mesh a little bit more. Let's switch to our smooth mode to see the result. Now as you can see, this corner is nicely smoothed out because now all the corner vertices have valence 3. Now the same technique we're going to use for the other holes, which is the hole that's located here. Let's switch to the top view to see the exact size of the patio. So now it's just a matter of molding a clay model, pushing and pulling control points until we get the shape right, using the reference curves, the floor plans and the sections. So there's a lot of techniques you can use to model the T-spline model. You can, for instance, just pull and push vertices, but you can also select a complete face. Like this, and you can simply drag them to the correct position. Also make use of the floor plans and the sections. The only thing is that if you switch to wireframe mode, the section disappears. So there's a handy trick to avoid this. Simply select your T-spline and go to Properties, Material, and simply switch the transparency to more or less 74%. And here you'll be able to see the ground floor plan and also the T-spline, so you'll be able to adjust it a little bit more accurate. If you're satisfied with the results, simply select it again, go to Properties, Material, and switch the transparency back to 0. Okay, great guys. Next session we're going to continue to create the splits from the facade.